Hello and welcome back to Raab Journal. I am Calvin Raab. And welcome to the second episode inside this stash series. So what this is going to be really all about this episode is we're going to be looking over all the investments I made in episode 1, seeing how they did, the winners and losers, and then we will end this out with investing $100, that's what the number I decided with, into some new ETFs. So let's get started looking at how last month did. If you guys remember, I invested $5 into every ETF. That way we can get a full overview of everything. So let's check out how we did, the winners and the losers. I have it sorted, I think, by return. Not too sure. But the number one return was Wireless Wonders. And this is an interesting ETF because it really has every single big wireless company inside there. It's going to have that entire market. So it's a good one to invest in for that reason only. Warren Buffett had a great return, no surprise there. Just always beating the market, and it's pretty incredible, Berkshire Hathaway. Defending America had a strong return at 3.58%. This probably has a lot to do with a lot of international relations going on right now. There's a lot of turmoil and things like that, which are leaving investors to believe that they should start investing in the defense of America. Conservative mix had a rather large return, more than normal. You wouldn't expect a conservative mix to jump up to a 1.13 return that fast, but it is always great to see. Gold did well this month. Gold it fluctuates a lot. People like to jump in and out of gold and I guess other things that glitter. But a strong return this month, so that always is nice. Clean and green did well, along with raw earth right below. It's kind of funny seeing them right on top of each other. But clean and green is just a lot of the big companies that are socially conscious about the environment and things of that nature. And raw earth has to do with oils and things like that. This is just a reflection of a very strong economy going on right now, as is most of this portfolio. I had a decent return here this month. Up and coming, a few smaller companies did pretty well. Emerging markets, just another strong economy. Aggressive mix had a decent return, 0.56%. Not too surprising there. There's just a few aggressive ETFs, tech, and things like that inside there. Moderate mix right below it was a little bit lower at 0.52%. This is just another reflection of the strong economy. Robots Rising did well. I wouldn't be surprised to see that kind of return, 0.74%, 1% every few months, just because those companies inside there are the leading companies within different, I guess, robots, but really further artificial intelligence, things of that nature. So, hint, we will be investing some money in there today, but they had a good return. Money Machines had a very good return, 1.32. That involves a whole bunch, banks and things like that, but that's just another good economy right now. Retail Therapy did well. You can always point different things, summer trends, things like that, but it just did well. Social media did well, 1.1%. There were a few changes with social media that companies were making, and I think investors looked at that in favor, and a lot of the big social media companies, if you look at them right now, are looking at the future and trying to figure out what's next, and I think investors are getting a little excited about that, trying to figure out, which company's going to do this next thing first. Over in the Pacific, economy's doing, I guess, pretty well. They're doing decent, and they had a good return here. Slow and Steady had almost a 1% jump, so that's pretty strong, and it's good to see a jump like that with Slow and Steady. Essential Europe had a strong return as well. Delicious Dividends gave me a good 4 cents, but they jumped up 0.8%, which was nice. Global Citizen, and then those are big companies. Blue Chips right below it, 0.55%. Nothing too surprising there. They usually go up about that much. It's been about 3 weeks, I want to say, since I invested all this, to give you a little bit of a time frame idea. Public Works right below. Home Sweet Home did well. Home building, there's not a huge jump in homes, but it is going up. American Innovators, smaller companies. Uncle Sam with a slight nudge above 0% return. Park My Cash with a 0.01% return. Oh, 0.07% on Uncle Sam, my bad. Copy the Experts is flat. It's kind of funny how much more Berkshire Hathaway Buffett beat the experts. And that's been the case for a while now, but they have different realms and things like that, but I would have expected a little bit more out of the experts. Alright, now to the people that went down. Young Money dropped a little bit, 0.22. This is just a fluctuation. None of these are too alarming, I don't think. Do the Right Thing. Equality Works went down. Those are just a few big companies that went down. Live Long and Prosper did surprise me out of everything that went negative, just because the economy is doing well, and these are some of the biggest pharmaceutical brands inside there, such as Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, and different companies like that. So I was surprised that did drop. Water the World, I guess we didn't drink enough last month, but they just went down. I didn't hear any big news or anything, so I guess it's just a little drop. On Cloud9 went down. It just wasn't a decent month, I guess, for different data platforms, big data companies, different things like that, analytical companies, because they dropped, and then as you can see below, Data Defenders dropped as well. Small but mighty. I guess they just got a little bit of a drop there, 1.52%, which is, I guess, not that great, but not too surprising, or alarming, I guess. Internet Titans went down. There are some big companies in there, so I wouldn't be too worried. Enjoy Yourself went down. And then lastly, Data Defenders dropped negative 4.72%, which is a pretty big number. You don't really want to see that too much. So, as I said, Data Defenders and On Cloud9 dropped. So they kind of go together a little bit. There might have been a... Alright, but now we looked through all the investments that we made last month, and it is time to make a few more. So let's head into my invest category over here. Okay, so we made it to the invest page. Let's find a few ETFs that I believe will go up. I'll talk a little bit along the way, and let's just get started here. So the first one here is Defending America. Alright, Defending America didn't have a huge return. It had a modest one of, I think, what did I get? 17 cents back. Oh, they did well. 3.49%. So I think that just has a lot to do with the state of relations between America and what our politics is leaning towards right now. So I will invest in this. We're going to put $10 in. There we go. Just going to do it once and out of my stash cash. Okay, so $10 is in. Let's find the next one. So we go down. Live Long and Prosper was the next one I wanted to invest in. As I said, I was a little surprised that this one went down because it is a strong ETF. If we check out inside here, as I said, Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, United Health, and these are all the big guys inside there. So I was surprised it went down, but it didn't alarm me too much. I do think health is one of the better investments you can make, and we're going to put $10 in. Alright. Now, as we go down a little bit more, we find the next ETF that I wanted to invest in, which is Robots Rising. Every time I see this one, I usually talk about it and say how I will be putting money in here. The companies in here are on the forefront of kind of their industry, all things having to do with robotics, from the planning, the engineering, to the output and all that. So it's a great company, or great ETF to invest in, and I will be putting another $10 here. I'm not doing $10 on all these. I will switch it up, I promise. Alright. So then as we look through there, I don't think I have any more in the I believe section. Let's head over to the I want. Here we are. The next one I wanted to invest in was the aggressive mix. As I've talked about before, I wish I had these ETFs available to me, but unfortunately I can't see them. That is something that I don't quite like about Stash all too much. But because I can't invest in them individually, I am going to go and put actually $25 into the aggressive mix. It had a good return last month, and hopefully we can replicate that again this month. Alright, aggressive mix is in. Now if we go below, we will see, let's see, what do I want to invest in next? Am I missing anything? Blue chips. This is a good one to do. Pretty small return, 0.54%, but blue chips, you can never really go wrong. You're always told to invest in them, so I guess if I'm trying to balance out my portfolio, I should probably put some money in here. Let's put $10 in. I put $100 into my stash cash, so that's why I'm using stash cash. You guys probably saw it on the homepage. And let's go down a little bit more. Roll with Buffett. Great return last month with that 4.15% return. And it's always great to go with. He beat the experts by 4.15%. As you can see, it's the Berkshire Hathaway, the Class B one, so the cheaper of the two stocks that he has. Of course, we're going to put some money in here. We are going to put $25 in here. Great return, and I expect the same in the coming months. So we're going to put $25 in there. And let's go down. See what else we got. Wireless Wonders. This was my best return last month with that 5.15% return. And we're going to invest in these guys again. As you look through here, you can kind of see why it was such a great return. If you think about the telecommunications field and that whole industry, this is pretty much every single big company inside it. So that's the reason it does so well. And they're pretty future-looking companies. These guys are trying to figure out what's next in a constantly changing industry. So we are going to put $10 in. And I think that finishes it out. I think that puts us at $100. We made, let's see, I think it was 5 investments of $10 and 2 of $25. And my vast mathematics knowledge, that adds to $100. Alright, so that does wrap up episode 2. As I just said, we did just put another $100 in, and we will see how all that does in episode 3. I do hope you enjoyed episode 2. We were able to look over my last investments, check out the winners and the losers and things like that. So I do hope you enjoyed. If you are new to the Stash series, this is a series I'm doing where we look over my Stash account as I grow it through different episodes. And if you're new here to Raab Journal, welcome. On this channel, I make different investing videos, business videos, entrepreneurship, and videos about money. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any other videos. But other than that, if you have any comments or anything, something you want to say about my investments or maybe your investments, be sure to let me know in the comments below. But other than that, I hope you all have a fantastic day, and as always, I am Calvin Raab for Raab Journal, and I'll see you soon.